Trailers and trash. Trailers and trash. God, this fucking trailer's full of trash. Trailers and 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 trash. This fucking trailer's full of fucking trash.
Woo! Welcome everybody to Trailers and Trash. It is February 10th. It is 7:30 p.m. We are here with musician slash journalist, jack of all trades, master of fun, Bjorn Bergeson. How you doing, Bjorn?
Oh, doing pretty well, Humpy. How are you?
Thanks a bunch for coming on today. So you run a blog. We're just gonna dive right into it. Dive right into the action here. Dive right in, face first. You run a blog called Hellgate Dispatch.
Yeah.
At hellgatedispatch.wordpress.com.
Actually, funny thing is that blog spot, so it's $100 a year to have that fucking domain, and at this point, I didn't have $100 come the end of the year, so
sure.
Right now the domain's kind of hazy. If I can get $100 in the next couple of little while, though, like I can kick back up Hellgate Dispatch.
Yeah, so everybody who's watching this right now, go ahead and contact Bjorn. We'll give you the contact information at the end of the show.
Send me money.
Send him, if 50 people sent Bjorn $2, he could pay to keep Hellgate Dispatch alive.
Right. In fact, I would do a lot better if everybody paid me. I mean, I would write a lot more, for example.
Right.
You know, like writing for free is kind of a pain in the ass.
Sure.
Saying, yeah.
How long have you been running that the Hellgate Dispatch then?
It was about a year and a half. I was operating under that name while I was doing college shit. It started off as a class project kind of thing. Like it was a requirement instead of a textbook. We had to start a blog space, but and then I kind of just ran with it from there a little bit. I strayed way far off the curriculum. And
because it started out pretty based on facts, and then it got pretty personal. Right about last summer, it started getting pretty.
Yeah, well, conveniently, that was around the time that I stopped doing college. So
Stop doing the college.
Yeah.
Was it getting to you? Was it finally getting on top of you? Getting addicted, losing sleep?
Anytime you spend too much time in an institution, whether it's prison or college, you kind of wind up with a similar kind of circumstance where you're just sick of it at a certain point. And I decided to release myself from my own reconnaissance, as it were. So,
but you are planning on continuing the blog, right?
Absolutely. I'm planning on doing a lot more, actually. If it doesn't start up under Hellgate Dispatch, it'll start up under something else, and it'll be me and better than it was before, because I really did slack off and fuck off for a long time there.
Yeah, so I guess you just answered my question. I was going to ask what inspired you to start the Hellgate Dispatch, but it was school, right? Going to school for journalism.
No, I mean, that was part of it. But ultimately, my dream has always been to consistently what I want to do. I want to work for myself. I don't necessarily want to work for anyone else. I don't really see a spot actually in modern media, as far as the big corporations go, or even the small ones for that matter, that really comes down to being in alignment with my personal voice and my personal take on things. So I'm very focused on doing my own thing as far as that goes.
Gotcha.
And that's where I saw Hellgate Dispatch actually filling a void.
Right. And you're really into politics. I'm not a political person by any means. You stay relatively informed. I really liked what you wrote about renewable and clean energy. You wrote that there's no magic bullet to replace crude oil and fossil fuels, because it seems like every time there's an ad and we see wind power, solar power, it's gonna fix everything. Go Obama. You know.
Well, I mean, I do believe that those things actually could do the trick, but the fact of the matter is that right now, the way our societies sit globally across the whole map. There's no way that, like, even if America stopped using fossil fuels entirely by tomorrow, like, we still have China, we still have all these other countries that are like using excessive amounts of fossil fuels, and when at that point, there's nothing that can replace what petroleum does in the short term. And so there's going to be a drop off, regardless whether petroleum energy stops producing at the level that it needs to be, or to sustain the society or not, or something else comes up. There's going to be a gap in between petroleum and renewable energy. Renewable energy, I do believe, could actually fill the gap.
It could, but it's not going to be instant. It's going to be gradual. It's going to be over time.
And it's going to be hard for a couple of years there, like at least a couple of decades even.
Yeah, that point really hit home. And the XL pipeline, dead.
Thank God.
Cheers
Thank
to that.
Fucking God.
What a lot of people don't seem to realize that there is another pipeline, the Keystone 1, right?
That's already been in existence since
for years and years.
2005, I want to say.
And
I might be off on that.
They shut it down in 2011, 2010?
2011, the federal government actually did sue them, shut it down because it leaked. I can't remember the exact number, but it
like
leaked
10,000 gallons. Yeah.
Not just 10,000 gallons. That was one leak.
Oh gosh, like, it had multiple leaks.
It had leaked over 30 or 40 times. I want to say it might be off. Anybody watching, fact check me on this, but
that's on Trailers and Trash. We always encourage independent research because we're not necessarily going to say the most accurate thing.
Yeah, and I mean, you just saw me take a shot of whiskey, and I'm gonna do another one. But at the same time, it did leak excessively to the point where several 100,000 gallons of fucking oil drained out onto the earth, and that oil pipeline, I believe, is functional again now. But it doesn't go as far as XL was going to go.
And XL is going to attach
I believe
to it.
The end point for Keystone 1, if I'm correct at all, is in Chicago or the Illinois area. That was the last time I checked on it. It's been a while, and obviously I'm taking shots of whiskey, so I'm not entirely
Hey, it happens, man. It's Trailers and Trash.
Right.
And the Keystone 1 runs from Alberta, Canada to Illinois. Does it run through Montana, or does it go through?
It doesn't run through Montana at all. It runs through the Midwest. Overall, basically, like, the Keystone XL would only be an adjustment to the route the Keystone 1 already takes. So instead of the Keystone 1 already runs over parts of the Oglala water aquifer, as it were.
Gotcha.
The Keystone XL runs more directly. It's more as a crow flies kind of route, to Texas, rather than what the Keystone 1 did, because they couldn't get the permits and whatnot, the land leases to do it, so they just shut it off in Illinois. And because there's refineries there too. And I don't think people really realize that.
No, all across the Midwest. So if it's a state that's in the Midwest, there's a refinery.
But I mean, there's already been cases of leakages and explosions coming off of that, fiery explosions. Where you've got North Dakota farmers all of a sudden waking up to their fields being coated in a ball of
or their tap water catching on fire as it's pouring out the spout.
Well, I mean, that's more from fracking. That's got very little to do with Keystone XL. The fracking thing is an entirely different beast, which is an
entirely different issue.
And that's also horrible and terrible. But,
either way, I mean, the point stands. Crude oil is destroying not only the state of North Dakota, but the world itself.
Absolutely.
I would say the oceans are dying because of it.
Amongst other things. I mean, there's the Texas-sized Texas-sized island of trash in the Pacific that has been growing for years. And I mean, there's good news too. We've found a fungus on that Texas-sized island of trash that
it's
actually
feeding off it, right?
like it feeds
It feeds off petroleum products.
exactly.
Yeah,
So
it's
like
oyster
it
mushrooms,
eats the
isn't
plastic.
Yeah.
It eats the plastic down to its fucking like really quickly and everything. So that's cool. But at the same time, there's still a Texas-sized oil of trash.
Yeah.
In the Pacific Ocean. So I mean, small victories, right?
We gotta inhabit it.
Yeah.
Take it over and dub it Bjornland.
Oh God. Oh Jesus. Yeah. I mean, I guess that would be appropriate.
Anyway, moving on. If you want to talk to Bjorn Bergeson or myself, go ahead and pick up your phone and call 406-926-2630. The phone lines are open. We have a speakerphone here. We are at a pinnacle of technology on Trailers and Trash.
Ask me anything.
Ask
Humpy
AMA
anything too for the
AMA with Bjorn. No, they can't ask me anything. They can only ask you anything.
Okay.
There's like 3 questions they're allowed to ask me, and I'm not going to tell them what they are.
Is that like a contract thing or?
Yes, it's a contract thing. Our sponsor, Trailer Beer, which we're not drinking Trailer Beer right now, but our sponsor has actually, they've set those rules forth for us.
Cool.
And another thing I wanted to ask you about, what do you think of this Martin Shkreli character?
Martin Shkreli, he's the pharma bro.
He's the pharma bro. That's smart. He marked up that medication.
He's got the second most punchable face next to Ted Cruz in all of America.
Except, but there is this.
Like, you just want to like knock that smirk off his face with a 2x4. Like you really do. Like maybe drive a couple of nails through that 2x4 first, and then just like smack him in the face with it.
For sure.
Like I mean, like you really want an asshole be good stick with that.
Here's the thing. In a Vice interview, he actually offered to give away the medicine to anybody who needs it for free.
Did he?
He did.
I must have missed that
public.
I believe it.
I kind of
totally believe it.
He fell into this role as a heel, and he's just kind of embracing it.
I think that's part of it too. Like I saw the footage of him talking in front of Congress and being all like, "Yeah, like I'm smirking Playboy."
Sure. And
like I flout your rules. Oh, you guys are picking on me. And it was like very, very cute and very whatever. And I still wanted to like drag him out in the street and set him on fire.
But I mean, pharmaceutical companies have been doing that same thing for years and years and years. But he's become like the poster boy for it.
Yeah,
which I think is kind of a good thing because it's bringing awareness.
In a way, he's brought in a lot of attention to the fact that like the pharmaceutical companies have been completely screwing over the human race for like at least the last 60 years, and if not longer. I mean, like when you even look at something like Ritalin, where it's like they conned an entire generation of parents into feeding an entire generation of children.
I was one of them.
Essentially methamphetamines.
Yeah.
Like for most of their developing lives, because God forbid a child act like a child in a classroom.
Yeah. God forbid a kid go through mood changes and have a lack of an attention span, and that's part of going through puberty. That's part of being a kid. That's part of being an adult as well. As far as I can tell. And then there's the whole Wu-Tang Clan debacle. He bought the, did you hear about that?
Right. Well, I mean, the last Wu-Tang Clan album I heard, in all fairness, probably came out in the late 90s. So, I mean, okay, overall, with American pop culture, here's the pulse, here's my thumb. It's not anywhere near where the pulse is. And so, I don't know what's cool anymore. I've liked some Wu-Tang Clan albums, but just the fact that they only produced one copy of their fucking album
with a box that was carved by a Shaolin monk in the Himalayas
for $2 million. Was that $2 million?
Yeah, it was $2 million.
Yeah, I mean, that whole thing is just so completely egotistical and stupid anyway. It's like, well, you get what you paid for at that point.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
So if that fucking pharma bro wants to go ahead and burn that album or whatever
break
he wants
it
to
and
do
smash
with it.
it, or
No
yeah.
tears lost on my
Yeah,
account
yeah,
because
for sure.
Wu-Tang Clan was stupid enough to like go through with such a stupid PR stunt.
Right. Well,
So,
man,
I mean,
if I
like,
could make one copy of one album and sell it for $2 million,
Sure.
I would not hesitate.
absolutely. I don't know why the guy doesn't just burn it and like sell copies off for like, you know, $1,000 a pop.
Yeah.
You know, because like that's still a fraction of what he paid for it, but he's
Yeah.
gonna make his money back within no time.
Right. Oh man, he's going to be the next Donald
So-
Trump. He's going to be the next boss on
God
the
fucking
he's
forbid.
going to be the next
God
boss on.
fucking forbid.
He's going to be the next
Are we going to
boss on
talk
The
about Trump
Apprentice.
now? Is that what's going
Yeah,
on?
let's move on to the Republican
Jesus
debate.
Christ.
I watched the Republican debate the other night, and the introduction to it. It was like it had the camera and it was going down the road to the White House, and it said in that really cool Hollywood voice, "The road to the White House is long and winding, but only one man can get the big chair."
So, like, in a world where Republicans aren't all completely insane in their fucking
Right.
clown car
And it
of
played off-
insanity.
Dude, it played off like an episode of Survivor combined with an episode of WWE Raw.
You should
Yeah.
have the rest of that over there.
Here you go.
There
Oh,
are
it's
other
okay.
people in the room with us. We're
Yeah.
not entirely alone.
We have a studio audience. They just don't think that we're funny or entertaining at all, which is fine. We'll clap for ourselves.
Hey, you know, we're better than Jeb Bush, at least.
We are better than Jeb Bush.
Anyhow,
My gosh.
please, God.
So, yeah, the Republican debate. Ted Cruz might not even be legible to be the president of the United States.
No, he's legible.
Is he legible?
He is legible.
I heard
mean,
that.
The law defines it as anybody born of an American citizen, even on foreign soil.
Really? I mean, because what I
that's
heard.
the law. So all of Trump's accusations about that are about as valid as Trump's accusations of
About
Obama being like not fit to
Yeah.
be president. Which I don't care what anybody thinks or anything, but like Obama was legally eligible to be the president.
Yeah.
Like long before he ran for president. So
Ted Cruz was born in Canada, though.
yeah,
right?
to a Cuban was it his father that
His
was
father
Cuban?
was Cuban.
His father was
yes.
Cuban,
Yep.
but his mother was an American citizen.
Okay.
So it doesn't even matter because his mother was an American citizen. He's fine.
Gotcha.
Like, so that's a fucking
Man, I'll bet
stupid
that
distraction.
lost him a lot of votes, though. Just that whole, because I was wondering, I was doing research on it, you know.
I mean, I'm sure like a couple of idiots decided to not vote for him, but instead they threw their backs behind somebody who everybody calls Hitler, but I personally think that Donald Trump is the next Joseph Stalin in a lot of ways. If he gets into
he
power,
seems like it.
well, he's as megalomaniacal as Stalin was. He would build statues to himself. He would put his name all over
Right.
everything.
Well, yeah,
And he
dude.
would pretend to be a godhead instead of an actual
Right.
elected leader. And I could only imagine that his cabinet would subsequently dwindle in history as it went on. He would start off with a big cabinet,
Yeah.
and then by the end of it all, it'd be like him by himself
Yeah.
in an empty room.
Looking in a mirror saying,
Yeah.
"You're fired."
With, like,
You're
40
fired.
40 chairs behind him, sure, but all those people have been erased. I mean, you vote for Trump at your own fucking consequence, and if you do decide to do that, then I can only say that you are part of the problem.
Right. I think this year I'm actually going to
Yeah.
vote. It seems like it's relatively important this
Yeah.
year. As it stands now, I think 41% of Americans would vote for Trump, and 51 would vote for Sanders. And that's kind of a scary thought to me. And the last time I voted was when Obama got elected, and it was only because I was walking by the courthouse and some guy in a trench coat paid me $70 to vote for McCain, and I was really hungry at the
Did you go
time.
in and
So,
vote for McCain, or?
well, yeah, I'm a man of my word, you know.
I mean, I don't blame you at all. But I mean, because living in Montana, especially with the electoral college system, it's pretty much impossible to not wind up voting for the Republican anyway. So
Yeah.
I mean, and besides, we only have 3 electoral votes in the state, so it really doesn't matter whoever we vote for
Yeah.
president, like, doesn't matter at all. What does matter is small little things, and I'd like to kind of draw some attention to that
absolutely.
if I can. Like, so in this upcoming election, there's also an election for the House of Representatives. And right now we have Ryan Zinke sitting at the House of Representatives. He's a Republican. He's from Whitefish. He's got a military record. He was on SEAL Team 6. That's his big claim to fame.
Yeah.
Like, a good 10, 15 years before they shot Osama bin Laden in the head. But nonetheless, it was back in a long time ago. However, he's running against Denise Juneau, who I'm not sure if anybody out there knows who Denise Juneau is, but Denise Juneau has been the superintendent of education in the state of Montana for like years now. She's a Native American. She's also openly gay. She's lesbian. She's got a partner, and like, she is awesome. She has done amazingly well by the state across the board. Like she's been reelected numerous times. She's amazing, and she deserves everyone's vote. She's running for the same House seat that Ryan Zinke is currently holding on to, and it would serve everybody's best interest to actually go out and vote for her.
For what was her name? Say one more time.
Denise Juneau.
Denise Juneau. And Ryan Zinke. Why should they vote for her as opposed to Zinke?
Well, Zinke's the same warmongering bullshit that we've dealt with for the last 60 years, 70 years now. For starters, I mean, like I said, he was part of SEAL Team 6.
Okay.
Like,
so he's
back in the day,
gung ho America.
Not before they did anything cool
Boots on the ground.
Get actually revealed as SEAL Team 6 or anything like that. But like, before they were SEAL Team 6, as everyone knows it is, like a Michael Bay movie would make it.
Yeah. He
was part of SEAL Team 6, like the origins. That old weathered dude in the first Rocky movie that trains Rocky?
Yep.
That's Ryan Zinke, essentially, as far as like his involvement with SEAL Team 6. And then on top of that, all he's basically done is be a consistent obstructionist in the name, his whole plan of governance, essentially, his whole platform to begin with was basically to like roll over to the Middle East and, I don't know, kill everyone Chuck Norris style.
Yeah, he's a boots on the ground.
Boots on the ground.
Yeah.
But like at the same time,
I heard that a lot in the Republican debate.
It's like he wants his boots himself on the ground too. Like real macho dude.
Yeah.
And on top of that, he's from Whitefish, and I just generally have a disdain from people from Whitefish. Sorry, Whitefish.
Now why is that? But I hear Whitefish is actually beautiful this time of year.
Oh, it's gorgeous. It's a gorgeous landscape. The whole Flathead Valley is a gorgeous landscape. Everything up north is gorgeous. However, it's filled with some of the most atrocious people you will ever meet in your life.
Yeah, you
I spent 22 years up there. As far as Whitefish is concerned, it's been overrun in the last 10 years with neo-Nazis and white supremacists.
I've read about that, but they're not even calling themselves white supremacists.
Of course they're not, because they know that's a dirty word anymore.
These fuckers have like 50 different names for themselves.
No, well, and they all sound really nice, like American families banding together.
Well, yeah, they have a name to apply to every demographic. Like they have the Sovereign Citizens movement, which was tied in loosely kind of with them.
Oh no, they're terrible.
Which appealed to the anarchists and the punks and the rebels, of course. But then they bring them in, and
these people who like put out flyers saying like, look at how white our beaches are. And it's like a picture of white kids playing on Whitefish Lake, which is a man-made lake, by the way. It's not even a fucking legitimate lake.
Whitefish, you don't even have a real freaking lake.
Yeah.
So why don't you just quit talking shit and quit being so damn white-centric and just get a clue? It's 2016.
And seriously, white supremacists, I hate you all, so like you can really fuck off out of my state now. Like I'm just gonna say that. And I have been drinking a lot of whiskey, but like I stand by that statement. I'll stand by that statement sober too.
If you want to call and talk to Bjorn about white supremacists, the number is 406-926-2630. We're waiting for your call. I see you brought a guitar. Are you going to play a song for us?
We're going to the cemetery, whole lot of fun. Pulled the guy's face with the slippers on. Buried a kid back from Vietnam. $40,000 with fossil bronze, and shit lasts forever. About your corner. Old man lowers it down in the ground. Hit me souped up truck top and turn around. Can't sit down. Buried a baby, styrofoam glue. Baby was blue, and they can't cross their arms like grown-ups do. When on the way home, play crazy on the radio. Yes, through. Ever hell you're gone with the wind. Not enough time to enjoy your sleep. Bow to your corner. Sex and drugs and rock and roll. Social security and cinnamon roll. Don't you know that's how it goes? With a golden ring. I'm the biggest of the family, one of the thing. The lady said he pulled on her finger. She pulled back and was he lying to you think, gang? How the man laughed. Ha 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 ha! Here to burn, red sharks, enjoy the life. Death is dark for a long time. Bring it on home.
Hello, you are live on the air on Trailers and Trash, America's Brokest Talk Show. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Hello, you're on the air. Hello, you're live.
Please call back.
Please? We're lonely. Oh, what happened there?
Oh, shit.
I have caller ID.
Did you hang up on them?
Whoever just called, go ahead and call back. We were having technical difficulties. I apologize. Oh, get him on caller ID real quick. Takes two rings. Hello, you are live on the air on Trailers and Trash, America's Brokest Talk Show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, man, I'm calling for Bjorn.
Yeah?
Guy from Columbia Falls.
Hey.
Yeah, you're talking to Bjorn right now. Can you believe that?
Oh,
Right.
man, I'm believing it.
Did you have a question for Bjorn?
Of course I do.
Okay. Lay it on me.
I would like to know the difference between democracy and socialism.
Democracy and socialism.
This guy from Columbia Falls.
How you doing, Sky?
Right by Apgar.
Haven't seen you in a while. Good to see you. Good to hear from you, Sky. Okay, the difference between socialism and democracy in a nutshell. Okay, let me collect my thoughts real quick. Here we go.
He's collecting his thoughts. Just give him a second here.
Okay, so socialism basically isn't too much different from democracy. Take Bernie Sanders for example. Bernie Sanders practices the
I'm both for Bernie.
okay, well, he practices democratic socialism, right? So democratic socialism basically being socialism combined with democracy. I'm not explaining this very well at all right now. Okay, okay, so socialism is essentially like you pay taxes into the government, and then the government gives you services back. When it comes right down to it, like Social Security is a socialist policy, for example. Medicare is a socialist policy.
You
Food
pay
stamps.
way more in taxes, but you get all your basic human necessities covered.
Well, you pay into taxes, and then you get all your basic human necessities covered. That's the idea of socialism overall. Communism, for example, is like the government just decides what you're going to do and what you're going to pay, and that's how it goes. Which is not too different than totalitarianism, or at least that's communism as far as it's ever functioned, outside of the philosophy of Marx, which we could go on a diatribe about that, but that's not important. Democracy, however, is actually a Greek concept, and it basically stems from the concept of like people who own land are able to vote, and those votes count for something, right? Which isn't too different from our political system these days, where we're only like 100 years off from like only white men who own property being able to vote. Maybe 150 years off.
Yo, homie, are
Yo.
you dealing with him online? You should just be quiet.
What? Me? I should be quiet? I don't care.
Hey, can I ask you a question real quick here? How many pounds of clothes would you say you had, Sky? Sky, who would you like to be quiet? Would you like Bjorn to be quiet, or would you like me to be quiet?
I would like the person who's talking to me on the phone. I would like to listen to Bjorn, and for the person to be on the phone to be quiet.
Sure.
Okay.
He was just talking to you.
Can you still hear me, Sky? Can you still hear me, Bjorn, Sky? Okay. I'm going to keep talking anyway because that's what I'm here for. But so democracy and socialism are actually kind of intertwined because they both basically want the same thing in a lot of ways. I mean,
yes, I'm listening to you, Bjorn.
Yeah.
The person on the phone with me won't be quiet, so I can listen to you.
Okay. Well, Humpy's not talking to you anymore. I'm here with you. Are you cool? Can you hear me? Hello? Who the fuck's talking to you on the phone, Sky?
Are you experiencing perhaps some sort of delay and lag because you have the live broadcast playing on external speakers while you're on the phone?
Is my brother harassing you?
Yo, we're cool. There's just a 10-second delay, bro.
Oh, there's a 10-second delay. Okay.
This is Sky's girlfriend.
Subs. Wait, is there a delay on my end or your end?
There is a 10-minute, 10-second delay.
10-minute, 10-second delay. That's a long delay.
Yeah, it's average for the YouTube streams.
Yeah, I know. That totally makes sense. So, like, wait. Can you guys hear me on the phone, though? Like, if I say things to you right now. Brilliant.
Well, hey, thanks for your call. We really appreciate it.
You guys just want to stay on the line for a little bit? Or?
On the phone, Bjorn.
What?
I would like to know the certain subject that we were on before. And I would like
capitalism
and
socialism and democracy, right?
A socialist and a Democrat.
The difference between a socialist and a Democrat these days, as far as the American Democratic Party goes.
Will stay on the line.
Okay. The American Democratic Party is basically neoliberalism, which is entirely different than the Democratic Party of the 1930s. For example, in the 1930s, the Democrats were much more socialistically minded. They passed legislation like the Social Security, like basic. They regulated the banks. They tried their best to like make things an even playing field economically for the masses. Whereas the Democrats these days, the Hillary Clintons and the Clintons in general across the board are much more of a neoliberal policy where they're much closer
talking to a person right now.
You're talking to me.
Who are you?
Bjorn.
Oh, dude. Are you doing the live broadcast right now and you're on the phone?
Okay. Is there like feedback?
I'm watching it right now.
Are you watching me drink a beer right now?
He will be in about 10 seconds.
Okay. Either way, were you following what I was saying there, or should I repeat myself?
I understood you.
Okay. So.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. So the Democrats of today, or like the what's the word? The endemic Democrats. I'm just gonna say like the Clintons, the Obamas, the the all-star show of the Democratic Party. Those people are much more closely aligned to the Republicans of about 20 years ago than they are to the Democratic Party of 40 years ago. And actually, that's kind of been a trend since Carter took office. There's been a lot less interest as far as like the working class goes. There's been a lot less interest. There's been a loss of power as far as the unions are concerned, the working unions, which was always a strong standpoint of the Democratic Party up to about the 1976 or so. And
Agreed.
yeah, so essentially, like a social democrat, which is what Bernie Sanders claims to be, is about the same as a Democrat from 1930 on until about 1974. So, like, think George McGovern, think Franklin Delano Roosevelt, shit, even think Dwight Eisenhower, for that matter. Dwight Eisenhower, even being a Republican, was basically like he still advanced a lot of social democratic principles. Like, this country used to be pretty much ran on social democratic principles, especially after the crash of the stock market in the 1920s. Because in the 1920s, we realized that capitalism should have its limits and restraints because they crashed the economy and fucking starved to death like hundreds of thousands
because
of
there
people.
becomes a king of the heap, right?
Yeah, well,
there becomes one.
The policies of Calvin Coolidge like really led this country astray. But then the policies of Carson through fucking present day have also led this country astray. Or Carter, not Carson. Sorry,
Carter.
Carter.
Jimmy Carter.
If you've been watching, you've seen I've taken 6 shots.
Do you think that there's any reason or any downfall to what Bernie Sanders is saying? Is there an issue being I guess I can cut to the point. Why shouldn't I vote for Bernie Sanders?
That's a very fair question. The only reason that comes immediately to mind is because anybody who's willing to run for president, I'm guessing, is probably insane. To start off with, I mean that legitimately.
Asking the question, I guess, is because I don't agree with any of them.
Yeah, no, and I don't necessarily agree with them in any way, but like anybody who's like willing to say that they want to take charge of the sinking ship, I have the belief that they're probably totally fucking crazy.
Well, it's like that quote in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Anybody who wants to be a leader probably shouldn't.
Right, exactly. And that's the only thing that I have really against Bernie Sanders overall. He's saying all the right things. He's doing all the right things. He's been...
One thing I did like about him, he presented this idea, and that's all they do during debates is present ideas and not follow through with them. He presented this idea of holding, he was talking about nonviolent drug crimes and holding pharmaceutical companies responsible rather than like the nonviolent bottom of the ladder offenders. I don't know. That's one thing I've never heard a politician really touch on. That I don't know. He kind of got my vote by that.
Non-corporate funder presidential candidate ever.
Yeah,
right.
Well, he's supported by more people, like actual people donating things than any candidate ever. And like ultimately, I agree with everything that he's saying, like, and everything that he's been doing for like the last 20, 30 years. Like, there's actually a great article that I read on Vice, talking about how basically like, through no fault of his own, he didn't even try to do this, but he basically like fostered and started the punk rock scene in Vermont.
Really?
Basically, like his wife wanted to set up community centers for like troubled children.
Yeah, he is all about that. There's actually a Bernie Sanders rally happening in Lewiston and Idaho Green, I believe, is doing it. So.
In Vermont, I mean, this was back in the 80s when he was like just mayor of a fucking town, and like he was like, sure, like let's set up some fucking community centers.
What town in Vermont was he? Was he the mayor?
Burlington? I want to say. I'm not. Once again, don't quote me on that.
Independent research, kids.
Like I'm drunk as shit
Word
right
of the
now,
day.
and I've heard a lot of words thrown around. Anyway, that guy, basically,
That
like,
vote, I'm not going to complain about it.
yeah, Sanders interventionally, like, through no fault of his own, he wasn't even trying to, but he set up venues that allowed punk kids to come and play punk shows, like, and everyone from like Fugazi to like,
Oh wow.
you know, like
Some of the founding forefathers.
yeah, like
and mothers.
yeah, and plenty of other like Black Flag and Fugazi both played at like venues that basically wouldn't have existed if Sanders hadn't been in office as mayor to like facilitate a youth.
Making sure that those spaces
youth group
remain
thing.
safe and were
Right.
safe.
Like
and-
Yeah, I mean, it was very straight edge still, because
Sure.
I mean, all those bands were
It's
very
amazing
straight
to
edge.
have a politician in our life who is a good human being, and I like that.
Right,
And I
exactly.
want him to be voted in.
Yeah, I mean, I would vote for him over Trump any day of the week, man.
Well, yeah, no, I mean, the difference is between voting for Jesus or voting for fucking Joseph Stalin.
I was
so
curious
go for
about the
it.
socialist issue. The socialist
The socialist issue.
democratic.
Okay,
I
the
wanted to
socialist
know more
democratic.
about socialism.
Okay, the governments of Norway, Sweden, fucking Denmark, a lot of the European countries, they're democratic socialist. And what that basically, Germany even, what that basically means is the citizens pay taxes and then they're given certain benefits like universal higher education, universal health care, like they pay high taxes in response to that, but their wages are also incredibly high when it comes to that.
Mhm.
Like if you're actually a citizen of any of those countries, like you're getting paid accordingly entirely, as opposed to here
Yes.
where like
I have
you're
no problem
scraping
with
to make
paying
ends
higher
meet.
taxes to have a better government.
Absolutely. And I
They're
mean
taking care of us.
this
They're paying
this
for our tuitions. If
yeah,
they're paying for our shit, then we're good.
absolutely.
The
So
way it's going right now, they're not.
Yeah,
no,
because
like
people,
right now we're getting screwed over entirely. Like whereas
and
like
people who are the ground on the ground level, you know, like me and you and probably this guy as well are, don't necessarily have the I don't have the skills to go out and find my own health insurance provider. You know, I've never been taught anything about that. I don't have the skills to like really go to a doctor
Beyond
and
that-
schedule an appointment.
beyond that, I think is very, very important to make the distinction between health insurance and health care.
Okay, yes,
Like there's a
absolutely.
huge distinction between the two. Health insurance is
I
the
don't
idea.
think the government should even ask us if we are. We can take care of ourselves. We're big boys. We can
Absolutely.
take care of ourselves. You just do your jobs and shut up about what we're doing
Right.
and take care of what
But
we're doing.
actually, I mean, I see what you're saying there, but at the same point in time, like, if the government was to decide to make a single payer health care package legal and viable for the American populace, that would be a lot different than like our current situation. Right now,
I
we're
don't think
being
they've ever been able to give us a liable Social Security health insurance plan. Ever. Have they?
no, not yet.
Nope.
You know why though? Well, I mean, like ultimately, why it all stems from like, okay, Obama was talking about a single payer health plan back in 2009 or whatever, and it was actually Max Baucus that sabotaged that fucking shit. Like
Montana's own.
yeah, Montana's own Max
Yeah.
Baucus.
Max.
Yeah, well, it's too late for that. He retired, fucking
Right.
bastard. But like.
He was our only hope.
Aside from any of that, what it comes down to is that like a single payer payer option is viable, and what that means basically is that you pay taxes and you get health care. Health care. And I want to emphasize the word care there because, like, what the current plan is health insurance. You get health insurance.
Yeah,
and there's
which
a
means
big
you have
difference
a dividend
between health care and health insurance. And I think that that's something that's been lost across the whole entire debate.
With Obamacare.
Like,
There's it's pretty much one is synonymous with the other to the American public.
I want health care. Right? I pay taxes, I get health care. That's the way this should work. I'm a citizen of the United States, I should get health care. And that's the way
Canada.
Every single fucking country outside of America, for the most part, that is industrialized, that it has anywhere near our GPD, that is actually functional, all of those countries, their citizens get health care. We're the only country that is not insurance, but care. Like, whereas, like, we're the only country that gets health insurance guaranteed by the federal government because they've mandated that we have to buy insurance. And that's, I mean, like, ultimately, in my personal opinion, the Affordable Care Act is actually the Affordable Health Insurance Act, and it's a fascist fucking thing. It's fascism, essentially. It's the government forcing you to buy something
that you don't need
at their
necessarily.
Well, not necessarily, because like I don't know. Will you fall down a flight of stairs next week?
Probably.
Maybe. I don't know. Will you wind up in the emergency room because of that?
Probably not.
But, like, it's there. It's up to the government's discretion that you have to continue to buy health care. And, like, to the point where they'll fine you if you don't buy health insurance.
Right.
And if you don't buy health
Your
insurance.
taxes are out through the roof if you pay for that health care.
Yeah, it is extremely expensive. I'm fortunate enough to have an employer that provides health insurance for me. Most people aren't. And if I didn't have an employer that provided health insurance for me, you can be damn sure that I wouldn't go out and get it for myself.
Ultimately, it was a fascist power grab of the insurance companies.
Thousands of dollars to have that Obamacare.
Yeah.
Which is ridiculous to me. How am I supposed to pay for that when I can't even pay for myself?
No, like
doctor.
I can't even pay for rice, man. I understand.
Even their affordable fucking like thing that they say is affordable is like $200 a month, right? That should be affordable.
That's not affordable. That's like more than half of rent for me.
I live in an existence where, like, I can barely even scrape together rent, like, let alone anything else. So, like, yeah, the idea that I can come up with $200 extra to pay for health insurance that won't even necessarily provide for the care that I fucking feel, like, that's yeah, no, that's some bullshit.
It's both preposterous and reprehensible.
It's fascist. It's fucking fascist.
Absolutely.
I mean, yeah,
it's ridiculous, and we need to feel the burn and vote for Bernie. And
absolutely,
everybody who's listening needs to vote.
Hey, and that brings me to my next point. I actually drew a portrait for Bjorn of Bernie Sanders. There you go.
I'm not sure.
I'd like to present you with this gift. Bjorn. It's a portrait of Bernie Sanders, and it says "Feel the burn" in it, on it. There you go. That's how you know it's Bernie Sanders, is because it says that next to it.
Yeah,
not because of the actual drawing.
Well, it's kind of close.
I'd like you to have that.
I'm honored. I'm very honored, Humpy. Very, very honored.
Thanks, man. Well, hey, Sky, it was great talking to you.
Thank you for the call.
Yeah.
Talk to you soon.
Yeah, you have a good night, buddy.
Take care, Sky. Right. Love you.
My gosh, well, he was a politically informed individual.
Indeed.
Would you like to play another song for us? In addition to being politically involved and a journalist, Bjorn is also a musician. He's in a band called The Naked Limbs.
Yeah.
Right? Is that still that's still
that's
going?
Still a thing.
I actually started a band called Live Meet Ladyfuck about 7 or 8 years ago, which was pretty much a Western Family knockoff version of one of Bjorn's previous bands called the Penny Dreadfuls.
Well, in that case, I should probably play a Penny Dreadful song.
Well, you know, I always love hearing Home Lobotomy Kit.
I know that, but that's an Uncle Dave song.
It is. Dave
That's
did
not
write it.
a Penny Dreadful song necessarily. So this song, back in the early aughts, the early 2000s,
The earlier part of this century.
Google wasn't the thing that it is now, for example. So, like, urban legends still persisted, and there was this urban legend going around about bottle kitties, right? It was
bonsai kitties.
Yeah, bonsai kitties.
Yeah, that's
It's
right.
like
I remember that.
like rich people apparently would take kitties and put them in a bottle before they were fully formed, and then yeah, it was horrible. And Dwayne Rader actually wrote the lyrics to the song, most of the music. Well, we wrote it together while we were on acid. I don't know. It's a confusing story.
That's how all great stories and songs start. What is this song called?
Fuzzy Bottle Kitty.
Fuzzy Bottle Kitty.
Hello, my pet, how are you today? Small mammal, which I live a lie. Your eyes are so perfectly wide and lidless. I'll kiss this small mammal, which I live a lie. Side to side, hear the sound breaking glass of freedom, of rest. Small mammal, which I live a lie. Small mammal, which I lie. I'm the trumpet without the insides. Small mammal, which I lie.
That was fucking beautiful, man. Fuck.
What? It was a song about bottle kitties, man.
Well, it's fucking beautiful, alright? How long have you been playing guitar for?
Since I was 14, so like, I don't know, 16 years now.
And you started, why'd you start playing guitar in the first place?
Because I wanted to, and my parents bought me a guitar for Christmas.
And you lived
when I
in
was 14.
Kalispell, so it's not like you had anything better to do.
Right, pretty much. And like my parents had this weird thing. It's like we got big presents for when for our 13th Christmas. essentially. So
you got big presents once in a lifetime on your 13th birthday.
Yeah,
or 13th Christmas.
Because we actually lived in the trailer. Like,
yeah,
the floor plan to this trailer that we're sitting in is actually identical to the floor plan of the trailer that I grew up in for 17 years.
Wow. Weird.
So, like, I don't know. My parents were poor. Either way, and by default, I was poor. 13th birthday, they were like, we got you a guitar. And I was like, that's cool. And then Christmas came, and I didn't get that guitar because it was still being paid off.
Sure.
And, like, they put it on.
That had it on layaway, and we're making
layaway.
My mom did the same thing. My mom had the same.
And then when I was 14, I finally got the guitar, and that was like both my 14th birthday, 13th birthday, and Christmas from both years, all in one. And it was this, I don't know, $200 Fender acoustic guitar.
Sure.
It was awesome. It was a nice mahogany guitar, fucking brilliant. It's not the one that I'm playing today.
Oh God, that guitar made some rounds.
No, it didn't.
It didn't?
No.
That's not the same one I'm thinking.
It got stolen off me.
Oh, okay.
I can't remember when it got stolen off me at this point in time, but I remember it got stolen. Adventure Life, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, it didn't really matter at that point. I had put an extra hole in the thing accidentally. Like, I had a fit when I was a teenager and threw a chair against one of my bunk beds, and the chair bounced off the bunk bed and just managed to just.
God, last time I had one of those kind of fits was about 1 year ago.
Oh shit! Yeah. How old are you now, Humpy?
30. I'm 30.
You're 30.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Isn't it funny when you hit 30?
I will say that the fits seem to drop off the older you get, like a little bit.
Yeah,
like,
they do.
They
do, absolutely.
I mean, I don't know. I haven't in my midlife crisis yet. I'm working on it, but.
Well, I mean, now we're in the quarter life crisis phase. I mean, it's the modern age. Things are being bombarded and shooted into our brains at such a rapid rate that we can't help but to break down like a quivering, slobbering baby when we're 25 years old. You know? And thank God for that, because I thought I kind of had a little bit of world knowledge. Then I hit 25 and I was like, oh, maybe I don't have as much world knowledge as I think. Then I hit 30 and I was like, oh my gosh, I really don't know shit about anything. Oh my, what am I doing with my life? I don't know. 30 was kind of a milestone for me.
It should be a milestone for you.
It should be. Yeah, you should really quit stealing your friends' shoes, drawing on their walls when you go to their house to visit. You know, eating all their food without pitching in. You got to stop doing that when you're 30.
I don't know. I
your friends. I'm saying your friends, not.
Yeah. No. I mean, like, I still say meh. Like.
Well,
I'm sorry.
We're almost out of time, but not quite. Is there anybody that you would like to call, Bjorn? We have a phone. We have the technology.
I can call people?
Yeah, you can call people. Just don't say their number out loud, because I'm pretty sure that's illegal.
Hang on, I gotta look up Satan's number.
Yeah, look up Satan's number. Look up Brian Barnett from Satan's Slave.
Yeah,
he's a good fellow. Maybe he's watching, and maybe he'll call first by dialing 406-926-2630. Doubtful.
If he's still awake right now, I'm gonna be stoked.
Is that it?
Yeah. 7-4.
No, don't. I got it. Calling Brian from Satan's Slave. Hopefully. Oh, yeah, we are. Yeah, we are. It's happening.
Brian?
No, not yet. He's not
Satan.
Satan, hello? It's me, Humpy.
Just so everybody knows, I write things.
You've reached the Weekly Gazette. No one is here to take your call at the moment. Please leave your name and phone number, and we'll call you back.
Oh, the Weekly Gazette? What kind of name is that for a gazette?
More options, or simply hang up.
Damn. Satan, I love you. This is Bjorn. I was doing the YouTube thing anyway. Talk to you later. Have a good night.
Hey, Brian, we love you. We're actually calling you live from Trailers and Trash.
Um, like the idea that Beyonce's performance the other week was actually, the other day, Sunday, it was actually like revelatory of anything. I I'm sorry, but like ultimately, I don't even feel that that was that like divisive. Like I feel that like that kind of commentary was completely needed in a lot of ways. Um, it's shocking to me how many people were like offended by that, or
Yeah, like people were saying like she was representing the Black Panther Party and supporting, not supporting local enforcement and how they just shoot black people on a whim, and I mean it's just like fucking nuts. Like that's all you hear about.
Yeah, well, I mean, ultimately, in my personal opinion, like I do think the cops that they are completely like they're not they're the opposite of colorblind, if to put it lightly. Like they're like they've been killing people of colored persuasion, killing people of minorities, killing people like across the board, like. But
just going kill crazy.
Yeah, for a long time. Yeah, that's nothing new. That's systematic of the institution. When okay, so one of the things that I know more about is like native rights in the state of Montana. When it comes right down to it, and like Native Americans often get left out of any kind of discussion when it comes to minorities, even like they barely even register. Which I think is tragic in a lot of ways, and I've thought that is tragic throughout my whole entire life. I think ultimately, like the system is completely unjust, like in so many ways, especially when it comes to people of color, and especially when it comes to minorities, especially like, and I don't know how to fix it necessarily myself. All I can say is that it's completely broken, and it breaks my heart.
It's crazy. Like I grew up right around Philadelphia. Pennsylvania, and I mean I grew up in a very well mixed community, and you know it was growing up in my eyes everything was innocent, of course, like any child, and it becomes a point where you question yourself, like am I speaking out of line, I mean I guess when it comes down to it also it's like people getting so offended and taking everything personally. I mean, it's just everywhere. It's crazy. It's like you got to watch what you say. You know, even with your own best buddies.
Right.
You know, it's intense.
And I agree with that 100%. I think oftentimes, you know, one person will say something and the person that hears them will interpret it completely wrong.
Wrong.
Yeah, and just like put a big X on their forehead, basically, you know. Just like,
yeah, dude, it's like a vendetta. I mean, people.
yeah.
I don't know. I just think it's gotten to a point now where this might be the end of our society. This might destroy us in the long run. I think, like, regardless of what's going political, like, in terms of government, like, that's already gone to shit. So now if we can count on each other, that'd be great, but we can't even get over ourselves. We can't get over ourselves. We're shit. We're always judging. We're always watching people having judgy eyes.
Judging and naysaying and
I think we have a very important question to ask ourselves, and we have a very important question to ask our society as a whole. Do you want to keep living this way? I personally don't. I want to see the human race as a whole evolve. At the same time, it's really hard. As a white male, it's very, very hard to I can't even really put words to it. It's like I see exactly where my kind and my ilk has like wronged everyone. Like, and at the same time, like I haven't myself personally like done much to do that. So I understand where like the trailer trash among us, and I do literally mean that, is trailer trash among us, have decided that like it's not their problem, and they're like
a product of their own environment.
Right, exactly. But like I'm trailer trash too. I was born and raised trailer trash, and but I still see systematically, and even even in personal relationships, I see where like my stand, I have particular rights that other people don't necessarily have, like every single day. You know,
absolutely, we get looked at completely different just being white.
Right.
Like, I spent the time in Indonesia and Bali, and trust me when I say, like, the way that they look at the white man is just completely asinine. I mean, it blew my mind. But you have to go experience different cultures to really understand that. You really do. Step outside the box.
Well, I mean, definitely step outside of the box, but I mean, you can do that in your own. You can do that even in your own mind in so many.
Yeah,
ways.
you can, but people are too stubborn to even. You know what I mean? Like,
a lot of people are.
Tangible. People want the tangible things that they can see and feel and touch.
No,
it's so difficult for people to get to that point. You know, in today's society, we're all technology rules. Like, people will stare at their phone before they even close their eyes just to think.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we share 17 chromosomes with broccoli. We're all made out of the same fucking thing.
Exact fucking
Is that why we're so alike, me and broccoli?
Yeah.
Oh, well, now I know.
Yeah. Like. Yeah. Like. We're all the same.
Listen, guys, I'm going to get going, but keep this all going.
Hey, it was really good talking to you.
Thank you guys for being so open-minded.
Yeah. Thanks for calling Trailers and Trash, America's Breakfast Talk Show.
If I didn't answer this question properly, I feel that was an important question. I feel I flubbed it.
It's all right. We can edit it out later.
Oh, brilliant.
Just kidding. I'm not editing it out.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't expect you to.
Well, awesome, Bjorn. I think we're about out of time. If anybody wants to call in, the number is 406-926-2630. Do you want to lead us out with one more song? And also, where can the masses find your music? Where can they find your blog? Let's shout all that out. You know? We got to shout all that out.
Okay.
It's not funny.
Right now,
not funny.
No, it's not funny. I'm laughing because like everything's up in the air at this point in time. To be completely honest, like if you want to find my writings, I'm not sure. I haven't Googled Hellgate Dispatch.
You go to hellgatedispatch.wordpress.com because you no longer own hellgatedispatch.com. So if you go to hellgatedispatch.wordpress.com.
So you've done this?
Yes.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I spent the day
Wait, I
reading.
still have a blog?
Yeah, it's still out there, man. It's still there.
Okay, fine. Go to hellgatedispatch.wordpress.com. Check me out. I'll start putting stuff up tomorrow.
Yeah,
yeah, it's been a while. And then on top of that, I play in a band called the Naked Limbs with my buddy Chris Johnson.
They're really good.
You can imagine that this next song that I'm going to play is like at least 8 times better if he was playing in the room with me, but I'm just going to play it anyway. That's what I've been doing musically. Anyhow, check me out. Whatever.
Check them out. Hellgatedispatch.wordpress.com, and also just Google the Naked Limbs. I know they have a YouTube. I know they're all over YouTube, just like myself. It's worth reading. Check it out. And if you would like to donate to Bjorn, you can email him at
homeinthecosmos@gmail.com. All one word, all lowercase, @homeinthecosmos@gmail.com.
And just if everybody watching right now donated about $33, he would be able to keep his domain for another year.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
One more song. What's this one called?
This one is called Tandem Fire. And like I said, it sounds a lot better with me and Chris playing it. This is a Naked Limbs
bullshit.
song. Chris wrote all the songs and words and whatever. You can change last in anything. Don't you know that you're new? I forgot to mention I wondered what the elephant. Guess it's time to dream. It was way too close to morning. Sundays have the worst timing. No, it's wrong. It's worth discovering. Parties in Philippines. What's the harm in leaving you alone? I don't mind chasing you around. Look at all the mistakes you made. Look at all the things you found. In a house where the view said just can't get loud enough. Only way to make our Set the stones, they rolled out. Guess that's something you already knew. In the moment, it didn't matter. Bodies even felt things. Hope you know that you're needed next to me on this world. But just for now, let's not do anything that we're told. Thank you.
Thank you again, Bjorn, for coming out today and taking time out of your busy schedule to come and talk to us.
You got a little bit more time?
Oh yeah, we got more time.
Okay.
We got more time. I might have to go to the bathroom.
That's fine. Go to the bathroom.
All right. Well, let me dial this. Do you have to make one more phone call?
Yeah. Well, I'm calling Satan.
Yeah, you got to again.
Yeah.
Oh well,
I'm gonna put him on
you
speaker.
could just put that on speakerphone, and I gotta go.
Hello?
I gotta go to the bathroom.
Hey, Brian.
Yeah, put it right there.
I'm on some weird YouTube thing with Humpy.
With who?
Humpy.
Oh, cool. Hey, Humpy, how you doing?
He's going to the bathroom right now.
Oh. Yeah, I got your message. I wasn't sure what's going on.
Yeah, we dialed you up just to, I don't even remember at this point.
You okay?
Oh, yeah, definitely. No, it's this weird
cool.
YouTube thing.
So, where do I see this radio show? I hear this radio show.
It's on YouTube.
What is it called?
Trailers and Trash.
Trailers and Trash.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Should be easy to find. You got any questions for me?
I'm going to go on Trailers and Trash and see if I can find it.
Are you going to do that right now?
I'm going to.
Okay.
I'll just kind of go on YouTube and look at Trailers and Trash.
Trailers and Trash. Okay. Well, I mean, we're on the air right now, so.
No, hey Brian, I'm back. Okay, what you do is just go to PCFITV.com. I got my own .com now too. Can you believe that?
I believe it.
I still need to pay Aaron Jennings for it.
Whatever. We all need Aaron Jennings something.
Go to PCFITV.com.
Okay.
And that will redirect you to the YouTube channel. And then you'll have to search for the live events, and then you'll find what you need.
All right, cool.
Hey Brian, I miss you.
I miss you too.
Do you really?
All the time.
Prove it.
One of these days we'll do another show.
Yeah, we will. At the 4-Star Bar. For canned food, I hope.
For something.
Yeah. For something. Lori.
For something. I like the dog in the background.
Yeah, and we actually have the dog barking deliberately. He's actually trained to bark because it's Trailers and Trash, and it adds to the aesthetic.
I love it.
Also, he's a good boy. He's a good boy.
So you gonna play some Satan Slave?
Yeah, I guess Bjorn is gonna play some Satan Slave.
Am I gonna play some Satan Slave?
Yeah.
I don't know how to play any of this shit on guitar.
Brian just requested it.
Could I just play some Uncle Dave and be done with it?
There you go.
All right.
Play some Uncle Satan's Dave.
Homobotomy Kit, here we go.
You're on backup vocals, Brian, just so you know.
I decided that I needed me a new thrill. I went down to Ace Hard and bought a 3/8 drill. I got a library book called Saffron Robe. I went home and shoved his pills through my frontal lobe. Home about me, kid. Home about me, kid. Thoughts and memories and original sin held up an artist rotten down.
Do you like that?
No morals, personalities, or obligations got me working all day in a potato plantation. They do the nasty to me, but I don't care. I'm not there. You're up here! Home about me, kid. Home about me, kid. Mexico, hell, just a little bit. Was a thinking man's passing out too much bullshit. Home about me, kid. Home about me, kid. Home about me, kid. So they ask me how I like it, and I say, well, you know, and then I smile real nice while I hold real slow, and they bring out school kids and giggle and stare. This is what happens when you don't stick up the dare. Home about me, kid. Home about me, kid. Mexico, little fence, little big man's passing out too much bullshit. Well, they ask me how I like it, and I say, well, you know, and I smile real nice while I hold real slow, and they bring out school kids and giggle and stare, say, this is what happens if you don't stop the kid. Home about me, kid. Home about me, kid. Corpus Colossium with medial gland. I can stand. Home about me, kid. Home about me, kid. Thoughts and memories and original sin held up an harness riding down. Home the world, the light is running out, 'cause taking this afraid to die. Tries to put his fear in another man. Tries to make reality believe his lies. Home about me, kid. Home about me, kid. Thoughts and memories and original sin held up the harness to rotten man. Home about me, kid. Home about me, kid. You witches above your line of sight. You put you back to see the light. I like the sound.
Well, Bjorn, thanks again for taking time out of your busy schedule and
whatever.
coming on
Thank you very much for
this
having me.
shamble. This.
You played that for me on my birthday show. That's 4-star.
Yeah.
I love that song.
Oh, I
For you anytime, Brian.
I forgot you were on the phone. How weird is that?
Hey, you guys party on. Love y'all.
Hey,
Rock and
love
roll,
you too.
love you too, Brian.
Bye, Satan. Good talking to you.
Check your flight out. Take care.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
All right, now I just have one more question.
Okay, what's the question?
How do you turn this fucking thing off?
What,
You
like
know?
computer?
Yeah, the camera, the computer.
I think there's a power button.
Is there?
Should I find it?
Yeah, no. Yeah, come here.
Yeah, I'll try to find it. Yeah. Wow, you have a lot of records in front of you.
Yeah, my dad just gave me a stash. How do we turn this thing off?